Cholesterol. While we're on the subject of cholesterol, we now know that cholesterol doesn't cause heart disease. It's the last guy to come to the party. But is elevated cholesterol healthy? No, not necessarily. It's not going to increase your risk of a heart attack substantially, somewhat, but not substantially. But when we see someone with elevated cholesterol, we are looking at someone who has a liver problem. You see, 80% of the cholesterol in your body at any given time is manufactured internally in your liver. 20% comes from diet. So that's why when your doctor says, oh, your cholesterol's through the roof, you got to go on a low-fat, low-cholesterol diet, you can bring it down a few points, sometimes 30, 40 points. And in 6 months, it creeps back up again. And then he starts looking at you with that Lipitor free sample. Want some candy? And the reason for that is that when you consume less cholesterol, your liver simply kicks up production over time, over months, and raises it right back up again. So now we got to ask the question, why is the liver keeping your cholesterol at this level when it should be down here? Well, because your liver's toxic, that's why. See, every poison that you ingest, air, water, food, fibers in the carpet, exhaust on the street corner, all ends up in your liver. And your liver must denature and detoxify all of those substances. Well, if we overload it with too much, it gets sluggish, it gets fatty internally, and it can't perform the functions that it should. One of those things is to regulate lipids. So for some reason, the liver gets all excited and confused, and it sets the normal level of your serum cholesterol at 340 instead of 200 where it should be. For years, the accepted safe level of cholesterol in your blood was 220. Then recently, it was dropped to 200. Now there's a move to drop it to 180. All of those levels are perfectly safe for a healthy person. The only thing that changed from dropping cholesterol threshold from 220 to 200 is that another 10 million people qualified for drugs. Now, who would be happy about that? Just think about that a minute. Who would benefit from such an exercise? The people who make those things. That's who. In order to control cholesterol safely, without the use of nasty drugs, and keep it there, we have to address the liver. So, changes in your diet should be avoiding vegetable oils, again, because rancid vegetable oils and the free radicals from them are damaging your liver as well as your arteries. Use coconut oil, butter, olive oil, lard, those types of things. And use them in moderation, but make healthier choices. And just remember, when you're out to make a healthy choice about fats, everything you've been taught is wrong. So just do it opposite and you'll be all right. Exercise. Exercise is moderately beneficial for elevated cholesterol because exercise detoxifies your liver to some extent. But exercise is very important for another fat, and that's called the triglyceride. Triglycerides are much more dangerous to your health than cholesterol because they're 3 times the size. Triglycerides are the largest molecular structure that floats through your bloodstream. So if something's going to plug something up somewhere, it's going to be triglycerides. Triglycerides are caused, by the way, elevated triglycerides, by an overconsumption of refined carbohydrates and sugars, excuse me, and a lack of exercise. So if you want to reverse and lower your triglyceride levels, increase your exercise and decrease your consumption of sugar-forming foods. And it will happen automatically. You'll see a dramatic drop in 30 days or less. Because when your body converts glucose or blood sugar to stored fat, it converts it to triglyceride. And that means there's way too much of it. You're not using it, so it's being converted and stored. And hence your serum triglyceride levels can go through the roof, above 1,000 points. Terrible. We have developed at our research center a formulation containing things like Guga lipids, pantethine, phytosterols, oat bran, various other fibers. And in the right combination, that particular formulation has been very successful in detoxifying the liver, removing excess cholesterol from the bloodstream, and preventing the liver from raising the threshold. And I have taken literally thousands of people around the world and was able to totally normalize their cholesterol in about 90 days or less. And even if they were taking statin drugs, it takes a little longer because statin drugs damage your liver. So the longer you've taken them, the greater the challenge. And usually I can add another 3 to 6 months on if somebody's been taking statin drugs for a year or more. That doesn't mean we can't do it. We just there's more repair work that needs to be done to the liver because the liver's been damaged by the very drugs that are supposed to help it.